Hello everyone and welcome back to another Stormworks update video. Now in this video we're covering the update, which is the 6th major update that was released today here in Stormworks. Now if you're enjoying these videos, comment below and we'll ask you to see any of my future videos. While you're there, don't forget that like and subscribe button and ring the little bell icon to know about any of my upcoming content as soon as it gets posted. So all said, let's get straight into it and get started with the major update. So the devs have gone and released the 6th major update here in Stormworks today. Now, with this update, it's named the Cameras and Radio Communication Update. This brings with it a whole new ton of new and exciting components that will add a new layer of design and complexity to our creations here in Stormworks. Now, to start, the devs have added several new components to the game, including the following. 4 new screens that actually have touchscreen enabled to them via composite. We also have 2 new HUDs, so heads-up displays. Along with that also is going to be 1 new video transmitter, 1 new video receiver. Along with that we also have 4 radio transmitters and receivers, 2 new cameras with zoom and night vision. Along with that is 1 new gimbal camber, once again also with zoom and night vision. We also have the new Lure MC component, the new text property microprocessor components, and also the new video switchbox microprocessor components. Along with that, we also have the keep active block, and it's also added several new features to the game, which include the following: a new logic type for video, of course. We also have visual folding rotor blades. This is something obviously we've been waiting for a huge amount of time. We have infrared option on spotlights, and we also have radio controlled rail signals. So to start, we're going to show you the components that were added in first. Now you can see we have the 4 new screens just to the left here. So we have the small one, a medium one, and then we have 2 larger ones. If I'm correct, we have 1x1, 2x2, a 5x3, and I think a 5x7 if I'm correct. Along with that, you can see obviously I got them hooked up to some cameras, which we're going to see in a couple minutes, but they're rendering quite well what we have. Along with that, we also have the night vision, which is gone and being enabled on one of the cameras. So what we're going to do is just switch over to night and show you exactly what it looks like. You can see we can actually see perfectly well in night, and if you use one of the IR spotlights, this would be very useful obviously to light up the area even more, which is quite cool. Now going back to daytime, these work just on video signal, so receive a video signal in either from a camera or from a transmitter or receiver, and also you could probably get one in from a microprocessor. Now you can see here I've linked up to a camera, so you can see myself jumping in the screen there. Pretty cool. A little bit of latency, but nothing major on that. Along with that, we also have the 2 new HUD displays, so heads-up displays. We have 1 small one and 1 large one, 3x3 and a 1x1 if I'm correct. Now these are transparent, so you can see we can see through them, which is really cool, really nice and useful for jets. So I have seen this being used, I think, in White Noise's jet. So really cool. Along with that, we have 3 different cameras. So the 2 normal ones. This is called the small camera, and I think this is the medium camera. The medium camera is, you can actually zoom on it in comparison to the small one you can't. We also have the gimbal camera, also has zoom. This one has pitch and pivot also, and also has the night vision mode, which is going to be really cool. Now moving on to the antennas and things, we have the video ones first. Now we have the first receiver and we have the transmitter here. Obviously you link this up to a camera. Through there you would receive it here, and then you can send it into a low block or into a screen, or so on and so forth. We will go into a little bit more detail about that in another video, and we'll cover all these components in much more detail, guys, in another video. Now moving along, we also have the 4 new antennas. Now this is obviously for radio, so you can see we have the small one, medium, a medium large, and also a large one. These are pretty cool. They actually move when you move, so you can see here they're actually busy moving around now, which is really nice. These obviously have a in and out and also a channel number, which is quite nice. Now moving along with that, I also have my helicopter here, which is just spawned in. Nothing just ready. It is missing the camera and a couple other things, but it has the basic stuff. But the one thing I wanted to show you here is the new foldable rotor blades. Now we did have the rotor blades that could be made foldable, but we didn't see them before. However, now they've actually gone and changed it where you can actually fold them, and you can see them folded behind the plane or aircraft or helicopter, whatever it is, and this looks really cool. Really cool. We've been asking for this forever. I know guys that have been asking this for a really long time, and I'm so glad they've gone and done it. Now you can obviously do this not just with the helicopter blades. You can do it with the tail rotors, you can do it with aircraft propellers, you can do it with anything. All of them can get folded, which look really cool. and I can just see people actually now starting to store helicopters and planes on their aircraft carriers or on their ships now, which is really nice. Now, moving along with that, we also have obviously the new lure blocks that they've gone added to the microprocessors. So I'm just going to go quickly and jump into our workbench here and show you guys that. Now, it's gone and loaded up my drone, so I'm actually just going to get rid of that and just load up the terminal for the drone. So let me just go here, and I'm going to jump into one of the lure blocks here and show you more or less what's happening. Now, you can see we have a couple of video inputs and outputs and radio and so on and so forth. As I said, I'll cover that in another detail, but I actually want to show you the lure script itself. Now, you can see here, this is my lure script. It comes into play. It's really cool. Nothing crazy. Quite a few things going on in here though, in terms of things, but pretty much the basics for you guys is the following. You have a help text. Everything is written here. The guys, the devs have gone and written everything you need to know in here, which is absolutely amazing. All the basics in here, all the function in here. It's now up to you to get creative and how it works. If there is an error, you can obviously check the errors here in game. You can see I got no errors detected, but if there was one, it actually does show up with a blue screen, which is really cool in game instead of it just not working, which is really cool. I've loved they've added that little feature in there too. Now with that, we also have a couple different things. As I said, the devs added in the switch box for the video, and they also in a property text. These can be used with the lure component itself. Now with that, obviously because we've got these new components, we also have a new node. So you can see here we now have the new video node in comparison to the last ones where we just had the 5. Now we have a 6 one, which is really cool. Obviously this is all for the video stuff, receiving and transmitting video signals, which is really cool. Radio still works on composite, so just be wary of that. As you can see here, we have the composite all hooked up. Now, you can go into a lot of detail with the lure, or you can go really basics. It's up to you. Now, to show you guys the lure possibilities, I've gone and actually have 2 examples. I have my drone, which was here. I'm going to respawn in a couple seconds. But we also have TT's little terminal here, which is really cool. There's chair missing, by the way. You can see here we can get the power on all of them. Now, these can be placed wherever you want, in anywhere on any of the islands, and they will send the signal from one and get received in both of them, and vice versa, which is really cool. So you can see here he's got 2 screens with some logic here at the back, and then along with that, I'm just going to move that chair out of the way. Along with that, we also have the screens we have the touch input, which he's gone and used, so we can go and just use the E here, and you can see one has gone there, and I'm just going to write hello just by using his keypad here. Now he's obviously used a whole bunch of logic for that, and with that you can actually just press the send button, and you can see obviously nothing has come up on screen here, but on the other 2 terminals the message has been sent, which is really cool. And you can go over to these ones and actually say something. So let's go DDD, cool, and send, and they will get received on the other 2 monitors, which is really cool and really interesting. I'm really cool to see that he's really used the possibility of lure there quite nicely. Now going on to my drone, I'm just going to go and respawn this in quickly, so you can see it spawned in. Nothing fancy. As I said, the gimbal rendering camera will be fixed in a hot fix very soon. But with the drone itself, nothing fancy. As I said, we have the nice station here, and also just showcasing a little bit of the powers of the actual lure blocks themselves. So you can see here we have our gimbal camera on the screen. This will get fixed, this little round circle thing with the rendering. We have our map to screen, which is another new feature, so you can actually render the map itself to screen, which is cool. We have a couple different dials and graphs and things for signal and throttle. We have our AP coordinates, and we also have an artificial horizon. Now I'm just going to go and quickly get this up and running to show you guys the actual possibilities of this, which is really cool. I'm just going to get the autopilot all working and get this all on quickly. So get the lights on, get auto throttle on, and we should be taking off. Yes, we are. Great. Now this works completely in radio. This is done 2 separate components, not linked at all, just linked by radio. And you can see our drone is now flying around, and it should be circling this area. And you can see it moving around on the map as we move around. If we go to the main front screen, you can see our artificial horizon is moving, and also our gimbal camera. We can move left and right, we can move it up and down, and we can also zoom, which is really cool. So you can see we can now make use of the zoom functionality here, which is really cool. You can see we've zoomed right the way in. We should actually be able to see ourselves now. Yep, there we are. It is quite sensitive because we are zoomed right the way in, but really cool. I really like that they've gone and added all these new features into the game, which is really nice to see. Now, with this major update, so many things have been added and changed. We'll have to cover all of them in separate videos with all the features and components, so make sure to look forward to that. So to end this video, have fun, survivors, get building, play with new components, and I hope to see some amazing creations on the workshop in the coming weeks. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.